I do know corporate Erin, yes. I follow her. She's very funny. But Christ, yes, the ones that trigger irrational rage in me are revert. I'll revert you tomorrow. No, no, you won't. You'll reply to me tomorrow. Revert and reply are not the same thing and they're not interchangeable. Or can we jump on a 5 minute call? No, I don't know you. There's going to be no jumping on anything. It takes all of my willpower not to turn into a vicious bridge troll when I see these phrases in my email. But anyway, I suppose at its core, this corporate speak is about projecting an image of professionalism and competence, isn't it? You know, people drop terms like leverage and bandwidth into conversations to create an aura of expertise, you know, to sound knowledgeable and try and convince the person that they're talking to of their effectiveness. It doesn't work. It's also about being, you know, seen as being part of an elite corporate circle, as, you know, a subtle display of superiority. For instance, when someone suggests that they need to circle back and align on an issue again, that can be more about asserting dominance than anything else. And then, of course, when you hear terms like, you know, paradigm shift and value add, these can also be psychological tactics to try and enhance the perception of them being more intelligent, in the misguided belief that using these meaningless buzzwords equates to intellectual depth. It doesn't. You know, in the corporate world, I suppose, having said all of that, first impressions and perceptions, they do hold significant weight. So using this language, I suppose, could be enticing. And I understand, I suppose, why people will do it. There's also the aspect of social conformity and the need for belonging, isn't there? So using the same words and phrases as your colleagues or leaders, especially using the same phrases as your leaders, like referring to strategic synergies or scalable solutions, it becomes a ticket to inclusion almost, doesn't it? It's linguistic mirroring. It's a way to blend in and be accepted in this office tribe, this professional tribe. And I suppose as well, buzzwords can serve as a smokescreen, can't they, for insecurities and uncertainties. When you use phrases, stupid phrases like move the needle, what the hell does that even mean? Or disruptive innovation. You know, these phrases were probably used not just to sound impressive, but also probably to mask a lack of actual concrete strategies, and even a lack of understanding of the topic you're talking about. It's a convenient veil of ambiguity that shields the person using the phrases from direct scrutiny or from answering challenging questions, because they hide behind this nonsense. And then, of course, this mimicry of language, particularly when echoing terms and phrases used by industry leaders or successful figures, is often seen as a path to emulate that success. So it's a psychological shortcut that people try and use, assuming that by adopting the language of these people and adapting their own language, this is going to bring them one step closer to that person's level of accomplishment, which it's not. I mean, that's the whole basis of NLP, isn't it? So it's multifaceted. It's about status, perceived intelligence, belonging, and sometimes, I'd say more than we realize, hiding behind a facade of complex terminology in order to hide lack of knowledge. So I suppose whilst it might offer a temporary sense of importance or security, ultimately it leads to communication breakdown because nobody understands what the hell you're talking about. The words and phrases you're using are nonsense. I didn't intend on getting quite so passionate about this subject, but anyway, I hope it answers your question.